Hi, welcome to Mad Dog Media. Now, in Indian cricket, the most sensation is Mohammad Siraj, the guy who made his debut in the second test of ongoing Ashes series. He made his impact in the series itself. Now we are with us, famous off-spinner from Hyderabad and of course a well-known all-rounder during his days, Arshad Ayub with us. Thank you very much to you for joining with us.
Thank you.
Siraj is of course now the latest sensation. And we all know that in his development, definitely your contribution is there. Will you share with us your contribution towards Siraj's success?
Basically, I would say that, here, actually John was the one, John Manoj, he prompted me that, there is a boy, you must have a look at him. So when they were playing at Gymkhana grounds, I went and saw that match. And instantly I said that yes, he has got the potential. And we will pick this guy for the under-23 trials first. So we picked him in under-23 trials, and then he did well in that. Then we picked him in under-23 stateside. Then after the first game, he got a chance to play there. And from then on, I think he never looked back. He had been performing consistently from there. That particular year, we made him play Ranji Trophy also. And the same year, he didn't get many wickets, but he got 1 or 2 wickets in the Ranji Trophy. But next year onwards, I think, he created a probably havoc there by taking the highest number of wickets for Hyderabad.
Okay.
Siraj playing for the second year in Ranji Trophy. Basically, the first year you can say, because he played, I think, only 1 or 2 matches
in the league level.
In the league level. So now I think, he really came through there. But, before that, I must mention that, at some point, we picked him up in the academy.
Okay.
In academy, initially, he didn't come to the academy for a few days, and I was worried, why is he not coming? And Narasimha Rao, who was in charge at the time, the former test player, he told me that he's for no reason he's not coming. So then I called up his team secretary and told him that, look, this is not on. If he's not interested, we'll not pick him up. But if he is interested, then we will definitely like to work with him. So he came through with his secretary at the time. I asked him, what is your interest? You want to play or you just want to while away your time? I came to know that, that every evening he's engaged playing with a hard tennis ball.
Okay.
And he gets, at that time, the economic condition was not that good of his family. And every match he played, I believe he gets about 1,000 rupees for playing as a guest player.
Okay.
So that, I believe, was a big factor in him, going and playing that kind of cricket. But anyway, we told him that, look, this is not on and you need to be disciplined. This is something which we are very serious about it. After that, I think he was quite regular and he started focusing on cricket. And I think that particular camp, he really improved upon in that camp. One important mention is that, second year when he played, we actually engaged Bharat Arun as a coach for Ranji Trophy team.
Ranji Trophy coach.
I think that really helped him also in that way. And he had the raw pace, and he was a guy who could, consistently bowl good balls. But, you need to bowl more consistently in an over to be economical also.
Correct.
So, I think staying with Arun on the tour with the team, I think it made a huge difference to him. I wouldn't say, it was his fate that I had to see him, I had to pick him up. Within 2 years' time, he played for India A and then he played for IPL. Then he got into India A team.
Yeah.
Huh? All these things happened, and
Within no time.
Within no time.
Correct.
And this is his fourth year, if you look at it.
Correct,
He's
correct.
playing Test cricket for India.
Started, I believe, in 2015
Yeah.
series. Correct.
4 years he played for the country, which is amazing. Which is
Correct,
amazing.
correct.
I think he worked hard. He deserves it. The way this guy has improved over a period of time. Now he looks a quality bowler now. At this point of time, he looks a quality bowler. But that happens to everyone. Initially when you start your career, you are good. That's why you are picked.
Correct.
But then again, you polish yourself so much that, you become better and better series after series. I think it really helped him being with the India A side now with the Indian team now.
Yeah.
I think both has helped him, and he's doing well. I wish him all the best.
Of course, initial days, being an umpire, even I appreciated so many matches for him when he is playing for Charminar. In your view, what actually the major difference you found in him in his attitude?
See, he had that attitude from the beginning, to be frank.
Okay.
Coming from an economic background, a low economic background, and plus, playing in the old city atmosphere and all that, he always had that little bit of a chip on his shoulder.
Yeah, okay.
Little bit of a chip on his shoulder, because, you need to have. I feel that, all international players have got that little bit of a chip on the shoulder.
Particularly a medium pacer.
Medium pacer more so. Basically, when they have that, I think it works for them. It works. It's a very thin line between arrogance and, confidence. Very thin line. And if you can maintain that confidence level there, I think you go through. The moment you turn into arrogance, then you come down. So I think he maintained it well. He always had that attitude, but now he has polished his attitude.
Okay.
He has polished his attitude, and he knows now how to go about it. He knows, how to react and how not to react. Those things he knows that. And good, it's a learning process for everyone. It's a learning curve for him. He's still, I think, probably got a lot to learn from international cricket. I'm sure he will do that.
So one more thing, career development, because you have seen so many players. For him, to make him as a better career person, what is your guidance to him, and how long you took him to take that level?
See, it's very easy to get carried away. It's very easy. When you are in international cricket, instant success, you get carried away. And that's where it is very harmful for you. He needs to be grounded. He needs to know that if he has to play for India for a longer time, that he needs to understand one thing is that working hard, when you talk about, practice, we always talk about perfect practice. So that perfect practice he has to do time and again. He needs to know that, what he has to do in a practice session. How he can, say if you have a 2-hour session, how much he would like to focus on whatever he's bowling. Say he's bowling about 40 balls in a session.
Okay.
If he's bowling 40 balls in a session, that he must know that, what he's trying to do. If he's trying to bowl a certain line, certain length, how much he has achieved. Out of that 40 balls, has he achieved 30 balls there? Has he achieved 35 balls there? Or has he achieved more than 35 balls? So that discipline will take him, definitely will take him somewhere, and he will be there for a long time if you understand that. I remember that, once Ricky Ponting was interviewed, and he was saying about McGrath. He was talking about that, he never used to be satisfied out of, say, if he has to bowl 40 overs, even if he bowls 38 balls perfectly, the 2 balls he has not bowled perfectly, he'll be disturbed by that.
Okay.
So that is the kind of, dedication. The dedication to do right has to be there. And I think he has to know that, nothing happens if you become little arrogant. He needs to know that he needs to be grounded. He needs to know where he comes from, and he needs to prove himself. that, yes, I have come from that background and I can do better and I can be there in the Indian team for a longer time.
But do you think that the same arrogance will carry him to the longer way?
No, as I said, that it should not be arrogance. It should be a confident line. Don't cross that confident line.
From that arrogance to now, he has come to the matured person.
Mature person.
Okay.
He has to maintain that. What I see, what his body language I see him on the field and all that, he shows that he has learned.
Yeah.
And he's much more disciplined now. Even in bowling, I could see that, he's much more disciplined. He's bowling a very consistent, good line.
Yeah.
Yes, fast bowlers will always have a little bit of a, chip on the shoulder. If somebody hits you for a 4, they would like to, give a good bouncer to you.
Correct.
That is fine. That attitude is fine. There's nothing wrong with that attitude.
And that should be.
That should be there.
Correct.
Don't take lying down. Don't take lying down. Give it back to them. See, control aggression is the main thing. If you have a control aggression, then it makes a huge difference. You look at I will give you the example of Australian players.
Yeah.
They might come at you. They might talk to you. They might do, to disturb you.
Correct.
When they walk back to the pavilion, their mark, they are calm. The next ball, they are completely focused. That is the thing I think we must learn. I think Bumrah does that. Very often Bumrah does that.
Yeah.
Sami does that very often. That's why, they are really good bowlers. You get disturbed
Even now, Ishant started that.
Ishant has been doing for a long time. He has maintained it really well. And because of that, the success rate is, you find Test cricket success rate is very high.
Correct.
Ishant's success rate at Test level is very high.
Very high.
Sami and now Bumrah. Bumrah in all forms, but because of his character, because the way he keeps his smile on, even when he gets hit, you can see that there is a sly smile on his face.
Correct.
So I think these characters, they show that you need to be calm, you need to be in complete control, you need to show that total control aggression. So I think that helps them a little.
Thank you very much, sir. Your valuable inputs are very useful.
Thank you.
Joining
Thank
us.
you.